the aftermath of day one of Trump being in office, all the executive orders, all the different stops of this and that. The man has been busy. So, we're going to cover it. And we're going to cover it all. So if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, do the like thing, all that. Yeah, the channels I run here have obviously angered someone in the back, so they've been real heavy-handed. I shared a graphic on PrepperNow earlier. The impressions, which is like how everybody sees everything, it's like what they sent out to people, are down 86% in a month. And the only explanation for that, especially when you're gaining subs like I've been, is there's someone that's pissed off and they just decided they're going to, put all the crazy hindrances on you because I've got the audacity to tell you the news better than Tuck Chod or whatever the hell his name is from NBC. So it is what it is. I'll just keep doing it and we'll just see where it goes. But it does wear on you. It gets tiresome. Think some political idiot in the back can control things. So, but we talk about that. Just had a video over on PrepperNow about, the fact that they just don't listen, they don't learn, and they're going to keep making the mistakes. So, honestly, in the ultimate scheme of things, that's good. Insanity is repeating the same behavior and expecting a different outcome. And why would we expect them to get a different outcome when they're literally insane? So, cool. All right, let's get started. My phone's not got a lot of juice, and we're going to bust on through this. So, there's not a lot here. Tuesdays are pretty chill. Yesterday was the earthquake. Covered it all, and we're going to cover it here. President Trump has signed an executive order requiring all diversity, equity, and inclusion government programs, or DEI, to be terminated within 60 days. Why? Because it's a dumb way to run a country. We need people that know what they're doing, not checking a box. India's government is prepared to work with Donald Trump's administration to identify and take back approximately 18,000 Indian citizens residing illegally in the United States. Good. Send them back for you. Marco Rubio has officially been sworn in as Trump's Secretary of State by U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance. ACLU has filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration over an executive order rescinding birthright citizenship for illegal immigrants. Who could have saw that coming? Nationwide raids targeting illegal immigration are now in progress, according to Tom Homan, and across the United States. Trump, I am fine with legal immigration. We need people. I'm absolutely fine with it. Yeah, nobody's got a problem with legal immigration. We just don't want 5 million people coming over our border with a couple thousand terrorists every month as well. China installs record amount of renewable energy in 2024. WHO says it regrets the United States decision to withdraw from its organization. Well, you know what? Sorry, you guys are run by China and we don't want to be a part of that. Paris Climate Agreement, still humanity's best hope, according to the EU chief. Okay. India's government is prepared to work with Donald Trump's administration to identify and take back approximately 18,000 Indian citizens residing illegally in the United States, according to Bloomberg. But no, we should keep them here because we are so loving, and we should just give them all the things they need. Just give them all the money. We don't need to give money to 18,000, young African Americans that can't find a job. No. Let's not do that. Let's give it to 18,000 people that aren't supposed to be here. 66 people burned to death in a ski resort hotel in Bolu, Turkey. President Trump is going to make a major infrastructure announcement, according to the White House press secretary. Israel opposition head calls on the government to resign after military chief quits. Herzi Halevi quit today. There is a reason, because basically, as you're going to find out at the end, as we called out here, because we tend to get things right, there's a big war with Iran coming. Might not be this year, but it's coming. Canada will respond if the U.S. imposes tariffs, according to Trudeau. Trump taking first trip of second term to disaster-hit North Carolina and California. Germany has called Trump's vow to take the Panama Canal unacceptable. United Kingdom Prime Minister is telling Netanyahu peace process should lead to Palestinian state. United States stocks open higher as Trump returns to the White House. France has issued new arrest warrant for Syria's Assad. Rare winter storm has brought near whiteout conditions to New Orleans, Louisiana. Man, it was rough down there. I was talking to a friend. I got a guy that I'm in a fantasy football league, and we were just kind of on a chat thing. And he was talking about it, and I said, man, there's nothing more dangerous than a southerner on the road in any kind of a snowstorm or anything above a dusting. Man, if you're in the South and there's a winter event that's going on, take your car, put it as far into your garage as possible, go inside, lock the doors, and just wait it out. Because y'all can't drive. Members of Houston Fire Department and police are having a snowball fight in Texas. That was cool. There's a guy skiing down Bourbon Street in New Orleans. President Trump is set to announce billions of dollars in private sector investment to build artificial intelligence infrastructure in the U.S. OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle are planning a joint venture called Stargate. As of now, the leadership board of the entire United States Armed Forces remains empty. Trump fired them all. Clashes have broken out at multiple locations in the West Bank between Israeli settlers and Palestinians. Second round of hostage releases will take place on Saturday the 25th of January, according to Hamas. Hamas, in an official statement, says that the next hostage release will take place on Saturday, January 25th, initially scheduled. Statement comes after a spokesperson for the terror group's prisoners office claimed that the next hostage release would happen on Sunday, a day later than agreed. 4 hostages are set to be released this coming Saturday. Over the following 4 weeks, 3 hostages will be released each Saturday until a final group of 14 on day 42 of the ceasefire. Initial reports of a U.S. embassy convoy targeted in an ambush by Haitian militias in the Haitian capital of Port-au-Prince. Reports of at least 1 U.S. embassy staff member has been injured. The IDF has moved in and has started making arrests on the Jenin and West Bank. They had a big operation. Trump ordered the removal of former Joint Chiefs Chairman General Mark Milley, his photo from the Pentagon. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu is planning to visit the U.S. this week to meet with newly sworn-in President Trump. In the final hours of the Biden administration, a prisoner deal was brokered between the Taliban and the U.S., which saw the release of 2 Americans being held in Afghanistan for 1 Taliban member serving a life prison sentence in the U.S. 2 Americans are Ryan Corbett and William McKenty. Trump was seen dancing with a military-grade sword at the presidential inaugural ball, having himself a good old time. Meanwhile, Mike Tyson was seen climbing up on the shoulders of Jake Paul at the inaugural ball. Hopefully he didn't put money down on that fight. Logan Paul and Evander Holyfield filmed the shenanigans. Yeah, people are happy. It is what it is. IDF announced the start of military operation in the West Bank city of Jenin. According to the IDF, the operation in Jenin will be completely different and unprecedented in its scope and size. The city of Jenin has been cordoned off, according to locals, by the IDF. Palestinian Authority Health Ministry reports 4 dead, 35 wounded so far IDF operation in Jenin. Toll the Jenin raid rises to 6 dead, 35 wounded. Palestinian Authority Health. IDF has named the operation in the West Bank the Operation Iron Wall. And Iron Wall is named by the IDF. It is said to be a preemptive military action against terrorist threats similar to the October 7th attack, according to sources. Hamas-operated channels have called for general mobilization in the West Bank. No official statement released from the organization. Visuals from the West Bank show a Palestinian man walking without bothering, much as Israeli troops fire a warning shot at him, few shots landing just mere centimeters from him. IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi notified Defense Minister Israel Katz that he intends to resign on March 6th. Olaf Scholz says we support freedom of speech in Germany only if the people don't support right-wing parties. We have the freedom of speech in Europe and in Germany. Everyone can say what he wants, even if he is a billionaire. What we do not accept is if this is supporting extreme right positions. So now Germany's left-wing chancellor defines free speech in Davos. He says, freedom of speech in Germany and Europe is not for extreme right positions. He did not say his version of freedom of speech has any limits for extreme left positions. So, if you're a communist German jerkface, you can say whatever you want. But if you're a conservative AFD and you're worried about your daughter going to a swimming pool, you're the problem. And Elon responded with, shame on Olaf Scholz. So, yeah, he spelled his name wrong. People are burning American flags in Panama after Trump threatened to take control of Panama Canal and probably invade the country. I don't think he's going to invade Panama. And it's not the Panama Canal that he wants. He wants China out of there because China has places set up at both ends of the canal. And with a little bit of, work, they can shut the canal down. That's the worry. Trump will lift U.S. suspension of bombs to Israel, per Axios. Trump is going to announce a $100 billion in private sector investment to build artificial intelligence infrastructure in the United States. Trump announces the Project Stargate, a $500 billion plan to invest in American AI infrastructure. Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau says President Trump will have to turn to Russia, China, or Venezuela for resources if he imposes the 25% tariffs on Canadian imports. India has informed Trump administration that it's ready to take back its 18,000 illegal immigrants. Trump has a 90-day freeze on foreign aid. However, it won't be Israel or Ukraine, and it's also Egypt and Jordan, if I remember correctly. So they lucked out. Spain's leftist Prime Minister Sanchez has called on the world to rebel against the threat to democracy posed by the ultra-right-wing American billionaire Silicon Valley techno-caste, according to The Telegraph. So President Trump has ended the Secret Service protection for his former National Security Advisor John Bolton. Democrats have put a hold on Pam Bondi's nomination, postponing her confirmation as Attorney General by at least 7 days. U.S. Department of Homeland Security is firing all advisory committee members, according to a letter. My question is, where's Mayorkas? Where is he? You need someone to go and be criminally held for all this? Mr. Mayorkas would be the guy. But you're going to notice his name's not going to be mentioned much. He's going to be slid into the annals of history that you won't see. Okay? They're ghosting him. So he's going to get out of your memory hole. Don't remember him. Don't remember him. Okay? United States Department of Homeland Security firing all advisory committee members. Official U.S. government website of the Department of Government Efficiency has gone live. Doge is live, featuring nothing but a logo of the Dogecoin cryptocurrency. Logo itself showcases the Shiba Inu dog Kabosu, who passed away at the age of 18 last year. Wow. Official U.S. government website of the Department of Government Efficiency has gone live. Oh, that's a doubler. Sorry about that. IDF Chief of Staff Herzi Halevi has announced his intention to resign effective March 6th. Yaron Finkelman, commander of the IDF Southern Headquarters, is also going to resign. And we have the next person to come in. And let me tell you, he's a doozy. Prisoner exchange between the United States and the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan took place in the final hours of the Biden administration. Americans Ryan Corbett, William Wallace McKenty were exchanged for Afghan citizen Khan Mohammed, who was captured in Afghanistan in 2008. However, he was jailed in the U.S. prison system, being the first person to be convicted under narco-terror laws. It is believed 2 other U.S. citizens are currently jailed in Afghanistan, while 1 member of the Afghan Taliban remains imprisoned at Guantanamo Bay. President Donald Trump has in the past criticized prisoner swaps. From Palestinian Ministry of Health, 9 martyrs and about 40 injuries as a result of the Israeli occupation aggression in the city of Jenin, in the camp there. Ross Ulbricht was pardoned by President Trump. He was convicted in 2013 of basically setting up a dark net thing that used the Silk Road. I don't know all the ins and outs. I'd never heard of him before. But supposedly his sentence was really tough, and there's a lot of things. I don't know. There's an article on Zero Hedge if you want to go read it. I don't got time. U.S. Coast Guard used the term Gulf of America in its press release today, and the press release said the Coast Guard announced immediate action on executive orders issued by the White House Tuesday. Maritime border around Alaska, Hawaii, the U.S. territories of Guam, the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, American Samoa, Puerto Rico, and the United States Virgin Islands, maritime border between the Bahamas and South Florida, and southwest maritime border between the U.S. and Mexico and the Pacific. Wait for it. The maritime border between Texas and Mexico in the Gulf of America, baby. Support to customs and border protection on maritime portions of the southwest U.S. border. So it is official. IDF spokesman in Arabic warned Gazans not to approach IDF forces deployed in the Strip until further notice. Announcement further clarified that if Hamas adheres to all clauses of the agreement starting from the beginning of next week, residents of the Gaza Strip will be allowed to return to the north. Netanyahu, under the direction of the Political Security Cabinet, the IDF, Shin Bet, and the Israeli police, today launched a large-scale and significant military operation to eradicate terror in Jenin. Iron Wall is what it's called. Another step towards achieving the goal we have set, strengthening security in Judea and Samaria. We are acting systematically and resolutely against the Iranian Axis, whatever it sends its arms in Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, and Judea and Samaria, and with our hands still outstretched. Quotes from the IDF Chief of Staff Halevi's resignation letter says that the IDF failed in its mission to defend Israel, and the state paid a heavy price. Take full responsibility for the Army's failure on October 7th, 2023. The terrible failure of October 7th, 2023 haunts me every day and every hour. We suffered heavy losses, and the war left deep scars on many soldiers and their families. So now we're going to give the last word to Mr. Amir Sarfati, He said, if you've followed me closely over the past year and 3 months, you already know that I blame the leadership of Israel's military and secret services for negligence, pride, apathy, and deep state-like behavior that ultimately allowed the events of October 7th to occur. Deep and necessary changes must be made, starting at the very top. Hence, I welcome the resignation of the top generals of the IDF, General Staff. I expect more, if not all, of the October 7th General Staff to resign. We have a wonderful army with great field commanders. However, the top brass in Tel Aviv consists of progressive, liberal leftists who seem unable to even contemplate a total victory and have been pushing the government to end the war from the very beginning. I suppose since their American handlers left Washington yesterday, they had no choice but to resign today. Vice President J.D. Vance sworn in Marco Rubio as Secretary of State. Tonight he will be delivering his first remarks to the United States State Department and then meet with the foreign ministers of Quad Forum, India, Japan, and Australia. Trump signed an executive order imposing sanctions on the International Criminal Court, or ICC. President Trump's Department of Homeland Security just fired the entire advisory committee, citing misuse of resources. So Biden's DHS funneled billions to bring new neighbors on over, according to this. Soros-backed District Attorney Larry Krasner in Philadelphia is pushing for state charges against the January 6 participants pardoned by Trump, aiming to ensure that they face a lengthy imprisonment. Jeez. President Donald Trump has revoked former National Security Advisor John Bolton's clearance to access classified information. Just in, 18 states filed suit to block Trump's executive order abolishing birthright citizenship. Israeli security establishment fears an escalation of the stabbing attacks inside Israel and the Gaza agreement and the release of Palestinian prisoners. According to the IBA, or Israeli Broadcasting Authority. President Trump signed an executive order today making it illegal to fly any non-American flag at all federal-owned buildings. From now on, the only flags flying at domestic and abroad American facilities will be the official America flag. Missing detainees flag, POW, MIA flags are welcome as well. Trump has started firing multiple immigration judges, according to the Spectator Index. UAV assault in Russia overnight in Lishki, Voronezh region. An oil depot was on fire again, which was only recently extinguished after the previous attack. France, Macron wants the country's youth to serve in the army to prepare for tomorrow's war against Russia. There's a high probability the next IDF chief of staff will attack Iran's nuclear facilities, according to Ynet. Impact of the Washington withdrawal from the WHO means, according to German Health Minister Lauterbach, that the Americans will no longer cooperate with other countries when a Ronademic is breaking out. Yeah, we'll do ourselves. We don't need you. Imagine H5N1 spreading rapidly in America, causing that, and what it would look like. When Russia is not willing to accept a ceasefire peace deal brokered by Washington on war with Ukraine, it must be considered that Moscow and China has other plans regarding the silence from Beijing to troop deployment of ROK troops in Russia. That doesn't make sense. Must be just Korean. North Korean. Sorry, that's the North Korean flag. So deployment of North Korean troops in Russia. And some other details. Trump claims that a phone call with Putin is coming soon. Kremlin denied this today categorically. Instead of unleashing news of a certain strong partnership with China in this direction, Tehran signed a treaty with Moscow regarding troop deployments from each side of another country begins a war against Russia or Iran. All indications saying that Moscow has no interest in a peaceful solution because Putin stated that that the total defeat of Ukraine is on the agenda. Oh, there we are. Russia, massive assault by UAVs on different regions. Rostov region under attack by UAVs. Krasnodar region too. Allegedly 10 UAVs have been downed in the Kursk region. And I guess that's it. There you go. There's your crisis report. January 21st, 2025. Please hit that like button, do the subscribe thing if you're new here. Darken out the bell. We'll be here again tomorrow. All is well. So, check out the links. Go to Subscribestar, Locals. Check out Truth and Gab and Minds and X and all the other names for it and blah, blah, blah. And sign on up. Send out a funny meme every few days. I won't blow your feet up. But yeah, that's your crisis report for January 21st, 2025. We love you, and we will see you on the next one. God bless.